So after a quick break, we're back. There's other things that went on. It's a new year for everybody. So I want to know about last year though, and here to help me with that is Paul. Um, we all know him.
What's happening, Dom?
There you go, buddy. How you been? How you been?
Good, good. Yeah,
Huh.
you're right. So you said the New Year and the holidays and all that stuff, right? So it was fine. It was non-eventful. I guess at 58, right? It should be non-eventful. That's a good thing. It's good when there's not a crazy thing. I know we're going to talk about some other stuff going forward, but sometimes the holidays are laden with good and bad, and so it's nice just to have a chill holiday where there's not a lot of hectic. You can kind of stay home, be close to the ones you love, and further away from the ones you don't. You know what I mean? So
Right,
yeah,
right.
that was a good holiday. And then I
Y-
got to see you a couple times,
Yeah,
but you were traveling, dude. So you must
yeah,
have had a great holiday, right?
yeah. Well, speaking of that, I mean, I do know I went a lot of places. Some places I haven't been in like 30 years. I went to go see people I haven't seen in a long time, and blah blah blah. But some people have passed away, obviously, and then also while I was in town, a couple people passed away while I was there. So it was kind of bittersweet in a lot of ways too. But
Places you haven't been for 30 years. Was it
some,
places
some
that you had lived before
well,
or traveled to before?
place I have friendly friends and families there. You know what I mean? I haven't seen them in a long time, and don't know really why it's taken 30 years, but it did. And I was happy to go to some places and not so happy to go to other places. Like I said, it was a mixed bag. I got some great reactions. I got some terrible reactions. So it's I got no reactions at all in some places.
Well, that's what I mean. I'd rather have the no frills holiday. I'd rather if nothing have happened, it been boring. If people go, "Hey, how was the holiday?" and I say boring, sometimes that's a blessing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, okay, I can see
Because
that.
past holidays again, if you're men of our age,
You're right.
right? Which we're different ages, but we're pretty similar,
Yeah,
right?
you're close.
Really close. Stuff happens. We'll keep it Disney rated for the kids at home.
Right.
Uh, Stuff happens, and so sometimes the older you get, the more you look back on your life and holidays and different things, and I won't say triggered, but you're transcended to another time and place, and sometimes that's a good thing.
So
Holidays are great. Um, we were talking about it the other day, and somebody goes, "When did you find out?" Again, kids, if you're at home, veer away
go
from this conversation.
go
But
do something.
yeah, go do something. But when they told me maybe the guy up at the North Pole wasn't real, and
Yeah,
so they're like,
right,
"When did you find out that?" I was like, "Oh, that was the end of innocence, right? That's the end of
right.
when some of the stuff in your childhood kind of changes, right?
Everything changed, really.
Right." And
you
so
know,
that I remember that kind of stuff. I'm 58, and I remember that when I look back on it, even just recently.
you,
I remembered because I saw my mom walking in. I was supposedly taking a nap, and I was supposedly just, whatever, taking a nap, and I was sleeping, and I saw my mom come in, and she thought I was sleeping. I propped one eye open, and I saw in her shopping bag that I had gotten the Evil Knievel stunt cycle,
oh yeah, I remember that. I love those. I love
and
those
I had
things.
asked Santa for it.
Right,
And matter of fact, I got it from Santa that year.
right.
But
But
then I'm like, what?
I saw you, Bob.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So
that was the end of
the
innocence
secret
for
was
me.
out. Right, secret
Yeah.
was out.
So
I gotta say. So I mean, I did a lot of traveling this summer. I mean, the winter. I mean, and since November, I was gone for almost 2 months. And I took several modes of transportation. Like I walked a little bit, but then mostly I took a bus a little bit, took a train a little bit. Mostly I drove. We drove 2,500 miles, and I flew about 1,000 miles too. So I was doing a lot of different places, a lot of different ways. And I hadn't flown in a long time. Besides going to Hawaii, I hadn't flown in a long time. It was really weird to fly so many times in such a short period of time. But I mean, overall, I mean, I guess it was an interesting experience. I had fun, I guess, overall. I was tired when I got back to San Francisco. I was really tired. I slept for 2 straight days, and basically didn't do too much. But overall, the holidays were good. But then I heard about this crime that happened. I mean, during the holidays, you don't hear about a lot of crimes going on during the holidays, but there was this one crime over the holidays that really bugged me. And it's the Rob Reiner's wife got murdered by their son,
oh yeah.
and their son's name was Nick, and I kind of related to me because they call me Nick sometimes. You know, so I was like, I mean, and then the reason it happened, and then they try to say that he knows he killed his parents, but he was wondering why he got arrested. I was like, it's like all kind of strange to me.
There's well, okay. So here's the other thing. Whenever I hear about these cases, I hear about how, the insanity plea. Anybody that kills another person, even if you see the motive involved, it's still insanity. And so, yeah, so there's a differential in insanity I don't get. Well, okay, you understand that you killed your parents, but you're wondering why you were arrested.
Right. That's really strange.
That almost sounds like and I don't know. I don't know anything about this guy, so I'm really just making pot shots. But literally, that almost sounds like someone that maybe has always been saved or taken care of and doesn't
Entitled.
know entitled.
Entitled. Yes.
And maybe that's a real easy shot for me to make because
But I
he's
think
rich. He what is it they call it, nepotism and stuff. I get
like
it, but
like the Menendezes kind of thing, right?
yeah, I think with them again, I think violence in any form is insanity. If you can't resolve your issues, well, and I'm also a comedian, so I think
Right.
I'm more deadly with my words
Right.
than my actions.
That makes sense.
And so, is there times where I wish I hadn't fired the shot, meaning I wish I hadn't said that come out of my mouth? Absolutely.
Right.
But there's also a reason I'm also an impulse person. That's also why I don't have firearms, but I'm not also don't have a problem with violence, a propensity for violence or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, it's
I
hard to say. This is going to be years. I noticed that the lawyer, the family lawyer, which I can't believe he had in the first place, was
oh,
now he's got a public defender,
oh
and they were
yeah.
like everybody was speculating, why did the lawyer walk?
He
It's
backed out.
because the family
Yes.
doesn't want to defend this.
Well, because I looked at all the family portraits of this family together, right? And
Right,
every portrait I saw, all of them, every picture they all had together, this guy was never smiling. So
right.
obviously something was going on this whole time. You know what I mean? So like, how can you not appreciate the life you have? I guess because you don't know any of the life. I guess maybe that's what they think of. Maybe that's why. But so what it surprised me. It surprised me to put it that way. And it was like the biggest crime of the new year or the holiday season.
Right.
So it really shocked me. And then I got back to when I got then, and a lot of people asked me about like what I thought, and that's why I brought it up. So I think
No, and that's even like when you were saying earlier.
I watched a special on it last night on TZ Investigates. So
What was it? TMZ.
TMZ Investigates, and I watched that last night. I got more information about it. So I was like,
Well,
I don't feel bad for him.
well, and we were talking about the holidays earlier, and I was like I said, just certain things key off certain memories, and you transcend yourself. We're gonna remember the Christmas of 2025 being the murder of Rob Reiner and his wife by
Yeah,
their son, and so that's something that's gonna change that family for the rest of history.
yeah, it is.
And so
That's crazy though.
now we talked a little bit about the holidays. We talked about the Reiner situation. We touched on a little bit of your traveling, but you did a lot of traveling since the last time I saw you.
Yes.
Like you said, you saw some friends over 30 years. You went and visited some other ones that almost got to pour out the bottle, right? But what was your highlight? You sent me a picture from Red Rocks. That was pretty
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted, as a
Yes.
performer, I've always wanted to perform it.
Right. And Bill Burr. Bill Burr performed there.
Yes, he did.
A couple years ago. Yeah,
Yep.
I guess. Yeah, I saw his performance. But anyway, yeah, that was the first time I'd been there. It was pretty cool. And like so Denver. Went to the Bronco Raider game, and I went to I checked out Red Rocks, of course, and my friend, I got some family that lives there. And we went from there to Kansas, Oklahoma, and down to New Orleans. We hung out in New Orleans for a few days, and had some fun there with some other family members, and went to back to New York City, and Buffalo, and Atlantic City, and I even went to Canada where they took my stuff from me. So wasn't a great experience. It wasn't good. I
Some of
didn't
your
know.
stuff from you.
No way told me. I mean, all the people I know from Canada, they didn't tell me this. They didn't warn me about that. So I guess I wasn't thinking. I guess, but they took it from me, so I had to come back empty-handed. But anyway, so then I went down to Texas. We went to Texas and New Mexico and Arizona and Nevada. We hung out all over California, of course. We went everywhere. I mean, we had a good time. It was a long trip, though. It was supposed to take like 3 weeks. I'm taking a couple of months. 'Cause I had to do some driving and did a little airplane flying and did a little train riding and couple of buses. And so some things took a lot longer than others, but overall, it was a great experience,
Right.
That's-
Well, so what was the highlight? Do you think?
I think the highlight was going to New Orleans and spent 3 or 4 days there. And just, New Orleans,
I've always wanted to go to New Orleans because of Mardi Gras and everything like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I hear that's somewhere you need to
yeah,
experience.
actually have friends there and family there, and so that we went to them to visit them, and they took us out and they gave us a bunch of Mardi Gras stuff. Even though it was Mardi Gras time, they gave us Mardi Gras stuff, and we had some good meat, good food there, and good drinks there, and I had a good time in the French Quarter, and they have like cars like cable cars, not like trolley cars like San Francisco does.
Hmm.
It's an older city though, so it's like and the Sal University's right there in the middle of it, and the Superdome's right there, and
Right.
so they have some casinos there also, and so we did a little bit had a little bit of fun there, and I think that's probably the highlight because we were there the longest. So that's why it was a highlight. Plus, we knew people there. We had a plan going there. That was our first destination. So, and, I mean, I went to Buffalo and New York and stuff alone, but that was other company with somebody else, another family member on that trip. So
Well,
that's
there you go.
that's why it was better.
Well, it's always, I think it's, I don't know. For me, company makes things better depending on your company.
Well, yeah, it was fine.
And so,
It was definitely a good time, and just not enough time to do everything we wanted to do, but we got most of it in there. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, so where was the place you had never been before on your trip this
Well,
time that you would go back to?
Passing through Oklahoma. I mean, I had never been through Oklahoma before like that, and they had some lot of reservations, a lot of casinos there, and
Okay.
just things I'd never seen before in Oklahoma. I'd never been there before, so I'd probably go there again if I could, because
Because it was kind of cool.
it was kind of cool. Yeah, passing through there on the way to Texas.
How
and
was the country? How was that? It's flat, right?
Yeah, it was pretty flat, and that's another reason I left when I left in November, because I wanted to go back east before it snowed. But even when I went back there again in December, it still hadn't snowed yet. Like Denver didn't have any snow, Buffalo didn't have any snow when I was there, and that's it's kind of slow winter everywhere,
Right.
So
And you had mentioned Buffalo. Part of my family is from Buffalo, and that's
mine too.
what was it, the blizzard of '76 or whatever
Okay,
it was.
yeah.
And so
Yeah, that's
that's
okay.
some cold place in Attica. Attica.
Right,
I
it's
think
right.
of Al
It's
Pacino.
it's right. It's right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dog Day Afternoon.
There you
Yeah,
go.
It's a great movie. Yeah, So yeah, I mean, so I had a good time. I mean, I went everywhere. Like I said, a place I haven't seen in a long time, and place I haven't been in a long time, and first time I went there by myself as a grown man. So it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Seeing Niagara Falls and at nighttime and daytime, and it was
Any
a thing.
shout outs to those people out there? Anybody you want to say hi to, or just say,
Yeah,
hey, thanks, good seeing you? You said 30 years of.
Yeah, let's say hi to Izzy and thank Izzy and Ray for all the stuff they did for us, and we had a great time with them. And Buffalo Bills won the games we went to, and we saw out there, and that was great. And it was just fun. It was a fun time, fun night. Nights out there. We had a big old pizza last night. I was there. We had a big old gigantic pizza, and there was like four of us who couldn't even finish that pizza. It was so big, And it's like so yeah. That was I remember that. And Tanawaka. They live in Tanawaka, right outside of Buffalo. But we all had a good time there, all four of us, and I'm going back again as soon as I can, but not right away. I'm gonna rest for a little while first. It was pretty tiring trip, especially driving 2,000 miles. you know.
So we're wondering what you guys have done over your holidays. If you did some traveling, if you stayed at home, share it with us. That's right. Share it with us. Contact us of it at edgestudiosonline@gmail and make it attention Dizzy Dom and the Mind of Mind show. That's right. Definitely send it out to edgestudiosonline@gmail and tell us how you spent your holidays. If you stayed home, if you did some traveling, or hey, just clue us in. Let us know what's up.
What your mind thinks, you know what I mean? So this is mind of mine, but your mind might think something different. So maybe you have some ships you want to talk about. Some things you want to share with us, and maybe we can do that next year, or later on this year. We're not going to Four Corners here this next month. After football season's over, we're going to Four Corners and visit all four of those states, and see what those have to offer, and then bring back some feedback, and have some go to Four Corners and maybe do the ultimate party on Four Corners itself. That's four states at once. You don't get that every day, so we might go there and rate that monument in. Not sure, but I have talked about it. That's our next goal for February, and then Hawaii soon thereafter. Hawaii, maybe Alaska, a couple other spots in there. Puerto Rico, maybe. Everything U.S. We want to hit that. So we're gonna do the best we can and go party on these islands. Maybe Santa Cruz Island or Catalina Island or one of these islands out here. There's an island very very empty. I want to check it out. Be the only one on it. Can't say that every day, right? That's my goal. How about you, Paul?
I like traveling and I like being around water. So that's a beautiful thing. If I could travel and I wasn't worried about how our country is faring in the world affairs of things, I would like to go to the Caribbean, long as it's not, hurricane season. I really like it there. I still haven't made it to Hawaii. I would love to go to Hawaii with my wife. Just my wife and I. That would be good.
It is.
Yeah, I think some warm weather and some beautiful clear blue water. That's the right prescription for me.
Hawaii is great, and you can do some snorkeling. You can actually see your feet underwater.
I've done snorkeling. I've done snorkeling in the Caribbean before,
Oh, okay.
and so that
Okay.
was fun.
Okay, but they didn't have the fish that they have in Hawaii in the Caribbean. Okay,
Oh,
this is state fish in Hawaii. It's called. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it correctly, but I know it has a lot of letters in it. Starts with an H. Okay,
all
I
right.
saw a couple of those, very colorful. And they have these trees that they look like they have hair.
Okay.
So I have it was the first time I went there, I had really long hair. And I went and took a picture in front of the trees. It looked like a bunch of hair. It was a great. It's great. Like one of those trees you see on the Cuba the Cuba commercial.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Like a little
Yeah,
elf house
it
or
was
something.
it was cool. But it was a big ass tree. You just saw it was great. So yeah. Anyway, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I wish you could get to Hawaii. I'm gonna take my mind to Hawaii also.
Okay.
Take my woman to Hawaii also, and as soon as possible, as soon as I can get the best deal. I just doesn't know about it yet, but we're gonna go. We're gonna go in the next couple months.
There you go.
Okay, so I hope to see you. Have a good time when you get there too, because have a malasada when you get there. Go to Leonard's on Kapalani. They're the best malasadas, and Leonard's is a very good place to go.
Yeah, no, I would love to go to the islands. I love the islands. I love water. And yeah, I needed time off. So,
There you go.
um,
There you go.
so where's your ideal destination? Where would you want to go?
Also, what I really want to get to this year is Alaska. Okay,
Okay,
that's number one on my bucket list. Has been for a long, long time now, and I haven't been there yet. I've got
right.
I've got a lot of things on my bucket list gone now. That's still there. I have to get there. So this year might be it. Okay. So I mean that's number one on my bucket list. I hope I get there. Australia's number two. They both start ending with A. How about you, Paul? What's your list?
Yeah, no, I think it's Hawaii. I would love to try something like Europe, or Australia or something like that. I would like to go over the ocean and do something crazy, but um, tropical.
Have you ever thought about a cruise?
Yes, I've thought about cruises. Don't really. I would go. I would rather perform on a cruise than actually go take a vacation on a cruise because I don't want to be in the middle of the
That
water.
way they pay for the whole thing.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
That's a beautiful idea.
So yeah, no, I wouldn't mind doing a cruise, but it wouldn't be. I'd rather be off the boat, and I know they dock like every day, and you go to whatever. Like if you do the Mexican cruise, you go to different cities and
Yeah,
stuff every
different
day.
ports. Yeah,
So that would be okay, but no, I kind of want to stay off the ocean. That's not really a big thing for me. I'd rather be in the ocean, not in the middle, not like deep water. Watch
right,
out for sharks.
right.
Even when I was scuba diving in the Caribbean, I was constantly had my head on a swivel because I thought I was going to see a shark.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I was paranoid.
So you don't like Jaws the movie really affected you then?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
1976. Yes.
Yeah, I went to saw the theater myself too. I was affected at first too, but I lived on the ocean at the time. But I mean, I was scared to go in at first, but I ended up going in less than a year later,
Right.
so it was all right. You know what I mean? But I understand.
All right. So I know we're getting close. We got another segment to go though. So you guys don't go away. Oh, I guess I should get the man on the with the show here.
I appreciate you joining us, folks, and there's gonna be more shows and more things on my mind, on your mind and Paul's mind and whoever else is here's mind. We all have minds. We all have different thoughts. So have a good day. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you next time. Okay, let's go Raiders, A's, Lakers, LA Kings, USC Bruins, basketball, USC Trojans football. Peace.